What's new, man? It's your boy Two Tone Superstar. Please say this superstar. You're now plugged in to watch more boxing presented by the Boxing Voice. Right now, I do have the young prospect in the building, Dominic Valle, from Puerto Rico. You from Puerto Rico?
My dad's from Puerto Rico. I'm originally from upstate New York, but I mean I live in Florida right now.
Okay, okay. Originally from upstate New York. Where was you like raised at predominantly?
Tampa, Florida. That's where I grew up my whole life pretty much.
Okay, what was it like growing up in Tampa, Florida? Break that down.
I mean, growing up in Tampa, I mean it's like that's like especially the part that I was in. It was a lot of boxing. It was a lot of gyms, and it was real like hardcore like in the streets type gyms. You know what I mean? None of that like fancy and like anything like that. It was like behind flea markets, and things like that. That's where I started. Gyms like that. No AC. Super hot. All
Mm.
that's pretty much where my background is when it comes to boxing.
Okay, so I read that you are a Miguel Cotto fan.
Of
That was one
course,
of your
of course.
inspirations. Like, what does Miguel Cotto mean to you?
I mean, I'd be lying if I said he wasn't the reason I'm doing this. I mean,
Mm.
I remember when I was young. When I would go to my grandma's house, they would be playing his fights, and everybody. It was an occasion. It was like a celebration. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody would go there, everybody would meet up, and I remember watching him on the TV and just being like, I would look at him and see everybody cheering for him and see the Puerto Rican flag behind him, and I was like that's gonna be me.
Mm.
From a young age, like I saw that. I would say 7 because my first fight I remember watching of him was Zab Judah.
Okay.
Uh, so when I saw that fight, I was like, there was no doubt in my mind. I was like, that's what I'm gonna do with my life. Like, no questions asked.
What did you take anything from Miguel Cotto that you added to your own boxing game?
I mean, I would say honestly, the left hook to the body. I mean, my last before this most recent fight, the last two ended with body shots. The left hook to the body set everything up. The two fights ago, I actually put him out and had him laid out on the floor with a body shot
Right.
in round two. So I mean, definitely the body shot, like that's been a staple in what I do. I mean, and it's not even so much like forced. It comes so naturally. Just I feel like that's been embedded in me from watching him and the way he used to do that. I mean, it's honestly it's become my bread and butter without even me realizing it.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that in your last fight. That's why I wanted to interview you because you box extremely well off the back foot, and you do it with swag. Like you like real slick with it, and you got power. Where did you learn that from? Because off the back foot, you like elite.
I mean, who else can I learn it from? That's Floyd all day.
Mm.
I mean, I'm not somebody that has ever attempted to fight backwards. My game is forward. I love fighting forward. I
Okay.
love pressuring. As like in my fight in the later rounds, what we've seen. I love fighting. I love that pressure. But I know I can do it all, and I know when it comes to winning a fight, I do whatever it takes to win, and I don't care if it's on the back foot. I don't care if it's countering. I don't care if it's pressure. If it's off the jab. If it's inside game. Anything that they bring to me, I'm ready for. So I mean that again, that came naturally. Just watching the Floyds, the Gervantes, the Shakur Stevensons. I mean, all that it came so naturally.
Yeah, like you have an IQ at a young age, and you a young prospect. And like in your last fight, you were fighting somebody who was a pressure fighter, and
Yep.
you made that adjustment to be able to like box off the back foot. How do you think that's what like your IQ will help you like down the line as you progress your career?
I mean, IQ is everything. That's one of the that is the most important thing in boxing. I mean, you could have all the attributes. You could have the strength, the power, the speed, the conditioning. You could have all that, but I mean, without the IQ, you don't know what you're doing with it. So I mean, when it comes to that, I was fighting off the back foot, and I just know watching Floyd and watching like I said Shakur, watching all them, I know that that's what it takes to win certain fights. I mean, you can't be a dog every time, you know what I mean? As much as you want to be, as much as I love it, I mean, sometimes you gotta think your way through it, and you gotta use that to your advantage, especially when you're the more creative, more intelligent fighter.
100%. So you said that like when Cotto fought, it was like a holiday, like at your crib. That reminds
Yeah.
me, like, because I'm from Arizona, and anytime
Mhm.
Chavez fought, like all my Mexican
Yeah.
homies, it'll be lit, Coney and Sada popping. Uh,
Yeah, so you know how it is.
yeah, yeah. So your brother boxes as well. He's super welterweight.
Yep, yep, yep.
How was it like growing up with your brother? Like, was y'all having any backyard fights? Like, what's y'all record between each other? I know y'all done run the fade with each other.
we we have, but I mean, we try to keep it strictly in boxing. You know, in the ring. I mean, when it comes, we've always taken the sport super serious. So I mean, we've liked to like mess around in the house, but you know, we've never been able to really let our hands fly because at the end of the day, like you know, he's always been bigger than me. You know, I always could crack. So I
Okay.
mean, there was no reason for us to do that because like he want to go all out, but at the same time, I caught him with the right punch. I mean, that's you know anything can happen. So we knew better to play in the house and fight at home.
Yeah, where do y'all see y'all? Because we got Jose Benavidez, David Benavidez, Cotto. He had his brother. Like,
Yep.
where y'all going to rank as like the brother tandem in boxing? Do y'all want to be the best ever
We
brothers?
want to be the best. We want to be the best ever, the best brothers ever. I mean that's been the goal since we were you know since we started this you know back in 2010. You know what I mean? That's we've talked about it and you know we've actually had other interviews where they asked us that, you know, and we were like, they were like, you know, the Klitschko brothers, you know, people like that. That's a you know a big task to try to overcome. But I mean, we're ready for it, I mean, and we work hard every day, and we're if we don't pass that, I mean, I feel like we wasted our career.
100%. I feel you. And are both of y'all like models? Because I'm seeing y'all got the expose. Like, what y'all be doing on the side? Y'all model on the side or what?
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny that you say that. I'm actually I'm going to New York next Thursday to do a fashion show. Yes, so we do modeling on the side. I mean, it's not something that we. It's funny. We actually they reached out to us. You know, it was never
Nice.
something that we intended to do, but they were like, you know, it was like they saw my brother on Instagram. You know, and they were like, oh hey, like you interested in modeling? You know, we thought it was a joke. We thought it was like, there's no way. And he was like, all right, whatever. So we checked it out, and I actually just went with him. And they were like, they gave us a call back a couple weeks later, and they were like, "Is that your brother?" And we were like, "Yeah, yeah." And he was like, "So you want to model too?" And I was like, "Why not? Let's do it." And they were like, "All right, let's get it going." I mean, so that's how it started. But then after that, you know, I've had like major jobs. I mean, I've worked with Frank Ocean. I've worked with
Wow.
Adidas. I did Jordan. I did Nike. I did Calvin Klein, um, Dick's Sporting Goods. You know, just to name a few. So I mean, it's going great for me. It's going modeling is going great. I mean, it's a side hustle, but I mean, it's a good one.
Yeah, it's a bag. So, would like because Ryan Garcia, he started out getting a lot of endorsements like that. Would that
Yep.
like would you want your career to kind of go like that way as far as building your social media following and getting like major endorsements?
Of course, of course. I mean, I think modeling and boxing. I mean, as much as people don't realize it, they actually do go, you know, together. You know, it's like you're branding yourself either way. Both things you're you know you're branding yourself, you're branding your image, who you are. You know, so I think they merge together pretty well, and definitely that's one of my major goals. You know, the more I can combine these two, you know, fields that I'm in, the better it would be for my career in both aspects.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. I see your last two fights were on ProBox.
Yep, yep.
How has that relationship been fighting on ProBox?
Man, I've actually started my career with ProBox,
Okay.
and yeah, I've been with them all 10 fights. You know, I can't even explain like what they've done for my career. I mean, everything that I've wanted in my career this early on has been presented to me. I mean, they've done an amazing job at building my career. You know, especially getting ProBox right off the ground. You know, it was I started when ProBox was you know non-existent. You know, it was I was one of the first couple of fights that like was on ProBox TV,
Mm.
and I watched the whole come up, and I'm proud to be a part of it. You know, and you know my promoter Gary Jonas, he's he's guided my career in a great way. And um, honestly, I can't say anything bad about them. I mean, they've done fantastic, fantastic.
Yeah, I like what Gary is doing over there. All the fights are exciting. I
Yep,
saw your fight against Carlos Rosario,
yep,
and you got
yep.
the last second knockout, but you was
Yeah.
like you wasn't really tripping on that. What that was fire, bro. Why wasn't you tripping on
I mean, it's funny. So like we've said, I tell everybody this story. It's funny because my dad, every time we train, he'll be like, it's the last 10 seconds of the round, and he's like, come on, get him out, get him out, get him out of the round,
that? Right.
just let your hands go. And like, I would train and we'd be training, and I'd be like, it's the last round, last 10 seconds. What are the like? This isn't possible. Like, what are the odds of me knocking somebody out within the last 10 seconds of a fight? Like, and I said that to him, and he was like, you never know, you never know. And then in that fight, last 10 seconds, fight was stopped, and I instantly was like, gave credit to my dad and gave
Yeah,
gave credit to my training. I was like, man, that's crazy. I got pushed to do that, and it happened.
that's what. Do your dad train you now?
Mark Ferrate traced me. The same.
Okay.
Me and Edgar Berlanga got the same coach.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, yeah. So he's actually getting ready for Canelo fight right now. So I mean, my coach came back for the fight and for my fight, worked my corner, and he's back out there and working with Edgar getting ready for the Canelo fight.
That's what's up. What chance do you give Edgar? A lot of people not giving him too much of a chance based off experience. What chance do you give Edgar to pull out that'll shock the boxing world, sports world?
Edgar's got one thing that we all know. Edgar can punch. That's
Right.
that's that's for sure. He could punch. So I mean, he could punch, and the way he's working and the way that he's using his IQ in camp, he's taking this fight extremely serious, and I don't see him being the bigger guy. Him coming in strong, and I feel like people are underestimating what he can do, and time will tell. Time will tell.
That's what's up. You gonna be out there?
I wish. I wish. Nah, I'm not gonna be out there. I got a family, so I'm home with my family. Like I said, I'm going to New York next week. So I mean, I got a lot going on with myself too right now. So I gotta be on top of that.
Yeah, I was on your Instagram. You got how many? You got one child?
Yep, I got one son.
How was that? How was that when you found out that your queen was pregnant and you having that child? Because when I had my first child, I was like, this is a different kind of love I ain't never felt
Different,
before.
different, different. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. When he turned I'll never forget when he turned 3 months.
Mm,
When he turned 3 months, I looked at him and I was like, wow, like when he was actually able to interact with me, because when the moms are always there, and they have this instant connection with the baby, and
thanks.
I'm like, why don't I have that with him? You know what I mean? And I was like, everybody's telling me like you're gonna feel something different, and I was like what's going on? Like, and then I remember he hit 3 months, and I saw him looking at me, and now he started like actually like looking at me like his dad, and I was like, wow, like he's really mine, and everybody's like, oh, it gave you a different purpose of training, but like not even intentionally. Like
Mm.
it's something in the back of my mind that I don't know what it is. Like it's forces me to do more and go the extra mile in everything I do, just knowing that it's for a bigger purpose now.
Yeah, you go extra hard, extra
Yeah,
hard.
yeah, yeah, and it's not even like it's like on your mind every day. It's just like for some reason your body just knows it.
Yeah, like subconsciously. That is
Yep,
crazy. Yeah,
yep,
man. Dang. So your last fight, very, very, very tough fight. I believe you won. Was it UD?
yep, yep. Yeah, it was
Unanimous
unanimous. It was
decision.
unanimous. Yep.
You're 5'11" and you campaigned at featherweight.
I moved up to super featherweight now. Super featherweight.
Okay, you're super featherweight now. Okay, super
Yep.
featherweight.
Yep.
Um, who would you like to see eventually down the line? Like we got like an Albert Bell. Um, who would you like to see, or you just want to like move your career along like accordingly, or like
Yeah,
Raymond Ford? Well, I think Raymond Ford up there now. Yeah.
yeah. Raymond Ford's actually somebody that we're in the amateurs together. I mean,
Okay.
shouts out to him. He won a world title and at featherweight. So that's good for him. I mean, but honestly, it's like you said. I mean, I'm going at my pace, and I'm not thinking about no names. I'm not thinking about anybody in particular. I'm worrying about my own career and whoever's in the way of where I want to get, that's who I want to fight. You know, whoever's at the top, whoever is, you know, a contender that I need to knock out the way to get to my spot. I mean, I'm cool with whatever, and I don't care who it is.
That's what's up. How important do you think activity is in the sport of boxing for a fighter to be active?
It's extremely important. I mean, I think my longest layoff was like 6 7 months
Mm.
from a fight. So I mean, when I took that layoff, like, you know, especially if you have to take layoff in sparring too, you know, it's you start getting ring rust. You start, you know, not finding your timing, and you know, and eventually if you take too much of a break, like in between fights, you forget about you forget about like what it takes to like be under the lights. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Being under the lights is a whole different feeling. It's a whole different atmosphere. Um, you know, hearing the crowd, hearing the, you know, your fans, you know, your family, you know, seeing all that noise and hearing all that noise. I mean,
What yeah, what because I want to get inside the mind of a boxer. Like, what is that like getting to the arena, getting gloved up? At what point do you know, like, damn, like this ain't sparring no more. I'm about to run the fade right now. Like,
yeah, yeah.
what's that
It's funny.
anxiety like if there's any anxiety?
I wouldn't say there's anxiety. There was early in my career for sure.
Okay.
Um, but as I learned to prepare myself more as a boxer and prepare myself more for each fight, anxiety. I mean, honestly, when I'm in the back, I'm more hyped than anything. You know,
Mm.
I'm not even when you start getting anxiety, you start thinking about what could go wrong. I'm not worried about what could go wrong. I'm worried about what could go right. You know, I'm worried about everything I can do. I know everything I did in camp. You know, and I'm getting ready for when I'm getting ready for the fight. You know, uh, I when it's time to step in that ring, I'm on go, and nothing else matters. I mean, I have the same routine. I get into the shower before I fight. I close my eyes and I tell myself when we step out of the shower and we start getting dressed, we're in fight mode.
Mm.
We're not father mode no more. We're not husband. You know, I'm not a sibling. I'm not a son. You know, I'm a fighter. At this point, all I know is boxing. All I think is boxing. All I care about is boxing. And every time I do the same routine every time, and and it's worked, and it's worked. That's one of the steps that I take, and you almost got to go into like a killer mindset that where you know where you're not afraid to die, and
Mm.
that's the way you have to believe it.
Yeah, man, run the fade, man.
Exactly.
What music you bump? What music you bumping? Anything in the gym that gets you hype?
I mean, it definitely it varies. I'm when it comes to music, I'm so open. I mean, I can rock with anything.
Okay.
Anybody that knows me, they're like, wow. Like I go. It's actually a fun fact. I actually listen to country music too because my mom is from she's from upstate New York, and she, you know, she's from like my mom's from Arizona as well.
Oh,
So
fire.
you know,
What
she's
part?
from the. I'm not sure what part where she was born,
Okay.
uh, but I know she lived in Arizona for a while, and she moved to upstate New York, and that's where my parents met. But I mean, I listen to country music. You know, I listen to rock. I listen to obviously reggaeton, salsa, rap. You know, 50 Cent. You know, all those guys. I mean, it's really hard to pinpoint. I say for this last fight,
Uh-huh.
warming up, I was actually listening to, I don't know if you know Suicide Boys.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah. I
that's
know
what I was
Suicide
listening to.
Boys.
Yeah, getting ready for that one. That's who I was listening to.
That's what's up, man. So what's next for you? Like what when the next time can we see you in the ring on ProBox?
It's looking like November. We're
November?
thinking November. Yeah, yeah. I'm looking to get right back in. I mean, as tough as a fight as this was, you know, we went all 8 rounds of pretty much war. You know, me being on top of it the whole fight.
Right.
No injuries, no you know, no broken bones, no, you know, no strains, no anything. I mean, I'm right back in the gym training, like I'm getting ready for my next fight, you know, like I got right back into it, and I'm hoping November we get an opponent and we cap off the year in spectacular fashion.
Yeah, that'll be your third fight this year. That's
Yep.
yeah, you active,
Yep.
active. You active.
I know. I actually wanted four this year, but it's all good. Maybe we'll get four next year.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. All right, so give me your top three boxers right now that's active boxers right now. Give me your top three.
Currently, all right. I'm Javante's one. Javante's
Yeah,
one. I mean,
beast. Yeah.
that's my dude, bro. I love watching him fight. I mean, everything he does is amazing. Um, in a way, I put in a way up there.
Okay.
And I mean, honestly, the way Crawford handled Spence, I mean, if he's not up there, I mean,
Yeah, Bud.
that
Yeah, Bud's a beast.
you don't know boxing.
Yeah, Bud. Yeah, Bud's definitely a beast, man. Well, man,
Yeah,
I appreciate you for giving me your time, bro.
of course, of
Where
course.
can they find you at on social media? Where can they find you at?
You can find me on Instagram, the Dominic Valle. Um, Instagram's probably the only platform I use. I probably should get into. I need to get into TikTok and all the other
Bro, you
apps
would
that
dominate
everybody uses.
TikTok. Yeah, you need to
I
get
know, I
on, bro.
know. My wife's been blowing up on TikTok doing videos, and she actually made a video of my weight cut, and it was like it's blowing up right now. So I mean, I know I got to get on top of that. She's been bugging me about it too.
Yeah, you need to do your YouTube too. Get
I know,
BTS, some vlogging going too, bro.
sure, for sure, for sure. Shit, like next week I'll vlog the trip to for the fashion show. So that'll
Yeah,
be a start.
yeah, keep me updated on that, man. I'm Dominic Valle, my man, Puerto Rico, representing Florida, New York. Him and his brother, some beasts. Make sure y'all check that out, man. Two Tone the Superstar, the Boxer Voice. All right, bro, man. I appreciate you, man.